The story of speaking clinically actually started about 25 years ago in 1994 when a student stopped me in the corridor, and I was a newly appointed senior lecturer here in Bristol, and asked if he could come to the clinic to see a case of acromegaly. And of course I welcomed him, but it was pretty clear that unless you could get all of the cohort of medical students through the clinic, the chance of seeing some of these classical and slightly unusual diseases, particularly as they're dealt with only in outpatients, would be very limited. At the same time, there were some cultural changes, long overdue cultural changes in medicine, which made it embarrassing and inappropriate really to ask patients to come along to a lecture theatre and just stand there being quizzed and ogled by a whole bank of medical students. The ability to make diagnoses just by listening to a patient describing their symptoms is absolutely central to medicine, and is a very satisfying thing to do as well. This is something that really cannot be acted or scripted or rehearsed in any way, and you need real patience for that. And I remember so well a patient, one of the early patients who had renal colic, and a very lovely but simple guy, and I remember him saying to me, he said, I had to take 6 months off work because of the pain. And then he said, because of the pain, 6 months off work. And I just thought, you can't really put that into a script and make it work very well. Many patients will say, well, you are going to ask me questions, aren't you? In fact, you almost never have to ask them anything. You just say cue, and off they go telling their amazing stories, many of which don't need any editing at all. All of the videos are handheld, which means you can get very close to a patient so that no pixels are wasted. There are no transitions, there are no blank screens, there are no titles. There's nothing unnecessary at all. And even the questions that are asked are mostly excluded from the final edit because it's pretty clear from what the patient's saying what the question must have been. It was published first as a PAL videotape, and then we kind of migrated to CDs in the back of a couple of publications, and a CD for the Royal College of Physicians. And gradually over time, technology has kind of caught up with the library of information, and with over 900 finished videos which have been in speaking clinically, we finally settled on a format which is fairly easy to view and easy to export, and not too expensive to manage. I hope it's useful.